hello everyone. How are we all? Good? There are a few people here that have come for the first time tonight. Yeah? You three? What about you up the back? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, wow. How did you land here on a Monday night? Don't know. Oh, it's good that you landed here then. Is there anybody that's brand new to meditation or anything? Brand new? Brand new. You sure you want to sit on the floor or? Okay, yeah, good. Very good. So you've never done any meditation before? Not this kind. Have you done other kinds or? Okay. Very nice. Okay, so for the benefit of anybody that's come for the first time, my name is Ajahn Sādaro. I'm the resident monk here at the Buddhist Society of Victoria. I've been here for a bit over a year now, so hopefully some of the things that I've said, that some of you might have heard before. The instructions that I've give pretty basic, so hopefully anybody that hasn't been here before, you can follow along, and anybody that has listened to me say these things 1,000 times, you can just follow along and do it again. So hopefully that's a good thing to do. Just for those who haven't been here before, usually the way tonight goes is we do some meditation first. I'll give guidance throughout the meditation, but the meditation can last anywhere between 45 to 50 minutes to maybe even an hour. Depends if I doze off and go to sleep or something. And if I doze off and it's sort of 9:30, come and give me a poke or something. No, it's usually about 45 minutes to an hour. And then after that, if you have any questions you want to ask about meditation, you're more than welcome to. That's really about the strength of tonight. So without further ado then, we'll do some practicing. So we can just start off by taking a comfortable seat. We can gently close our eyes, or even if we wish, we can keep our eyes open. It's entirely up to you. It's just nice to start the meditation by taking a few deep breaths, really filling up your lungs and exhaling to full capacity. We do this so we can relax ourselves and let go of any tension or tightness. And as we start the meditation, we can think in our minds to ourselves that right now we have nowhere to go, we have nothing to do. We've set aside this time just to practice, so we'll try to make the most of it. Any concerns or worries that you might have, or plans, just for the moment we can put these aside. It'll all be there later. And just to center ourselves, try to come into the present moment. Just take a few moments to notice what your body feels like sitting here, how it feels touching the seat, maybe the feel of your hands clasped together. Any kind of temperature against the skin. Try to be aware of what the body feels like in this instant. You can also notice any sounds in the room, the sound of my voice, ambient sounds, the sounds of other people. Also, take stock of any kind of mood or feeling state or emotion that you might be feeling at the moment. Maybe you feel slightly excited or agitated, starting to feel calm and relaxed. Again, just notice however it is that you feel right in this present moment. And we can just take a moment to note that whatever sensations we feel, whatever we hear, whatever moods or mental states we have, that right now they're all okay. They're okay as they are. No need to change anything about the present. Now see if you can start to notice the feeling of the breath coming in and going out. Maybe the raw sensations of the air coming and going, or the movement of your body. See when you can notice it the most easily. Might be in the stomach as it rises and falls, or in the chest as it expands and contracts. Could even be at the tip of the nose as the cool air comes in and goes out. Or it may even be at all three of these places. Wherever you can notice the breath most comfortably. Just try to gently place your awareness and your attention on the feeling of the breath coming in and going out. And if the mind does wander away and become distracted and lost in thought, there's no need to get discouraged or concerned. This is very natural, it's totally normal. So whenever you notice the mind's wandered off, just simply bring your awareness and your mindfulness back to the feeling of the breath coming in and going out. mind wanders off. We become distracted and lost in thought. Again, there's no need for us to be concerned or surprised or think that we're doing something wrong. It's very normal and natural for the mind to wander off in meditation. Our job is to simply notice whenever we do notice that the mind strayed. And we simply bring it back. And just continue to do this over and over. In meditation, you're developing a certain skill. And that skill is simply noticing when the mind's drifted away and bringing it back. And placing it on a certain point. We just sit here and watch the breath come and go. Just like if we were sitting on a beach, or sitting still on the shore, on the sand. And we're watching the waves come in and go out. Simply watching and observing. Watching the ocean follow its natural tides and its natural rhythm. We do the same with the breath. Just sit here relaxed and at ease. And simply watch comings and goings of the breath. Nothing else to do, nowhere else to go. Just simply hold and follow the breath. this point where you watch the breath come and go, this point of stillness and solidity. You may even find that the mind becomes very still, and even the awareness of the breath drops away naturally by itself. And your attention simply rests in one point. This happens, just rest in that space. There's no need to move or try to do anything. Just be this stillness. last few minutes of the meditation now. And just gently shift our attention and our awareness from our breath. We can just place our awareness in our heart region. Notice all the different sensations that are there. You can even notice how any moods or feelings can impact the kinds of sensations you have in this heart region. Just let your awareness fully envelop this whole region. Notice everything that's there. Notice any changes or subtle shifts. And now try to bring to mind a time when you felt fully cared for, or somebody helped you in some way, or did something good for you. They went out of their way for concern for your welfare. And think about a time when you felt cared for by someone. Could have been a parent or a child or a friend. Could even have been a pet or an animal. Think of a time when you felt secure and at ease. It could even have been a time when you're in nature. And you felt that warmth and stillness that comes from being in nature. Try to really relive that moment. Notice what it does to your heart region. Any of the feelings that it brings up. These feelings of being cared for by someone, being helped, being assisted, being loved. And see if you can really sink in to that emotive state. Feel its warm embrace. Feel its glow. Feel its warmth. Now try to bring to mind a time that you felt a part of something. Might have been with your family, a group of friends, or a class, or a team. The amount of people doesn't matter. Could be as simple as 2 or even up to many more. But just try to recall a time when you felt safe, and that you felt supported and secure with these other people, and that you were a part of something. There's a connection. And again, keep your awareness in your heart region and notice what this feels like. And try to tap into that feeling. Feeling cared for and a part of something by others, by a group. Something more than yourself. Try to feel that, fill your heart up. Again, that non-physical embrace of others. That care and concern and unity with others. think of the people that are sitting around you tonight. They're all here, calming their minds, being peaceful, and just as you are. You're a part of something. And we all have this same aligned wish to still our minds and gain some happiness and peace. This feeling of others being around you right now in this state of peace. See if you can feel that in some way, and that you're a part of it. You're a part of this greater whole. People right here, right now. That others are aligned with your aims and goals. And they share this with you. There's a connection, there's a unity there. Finally, think of a time where you yourself helped someone or showed somebody some kindness. Again, it could be a family member, a friend, or a stranger. Could have even been an animal. Doesn't have to be something big. Could even just be a small act of kindness. Again, how does that feel in your heart region? That kindness you gave to another being. Really sink into it, and you can even try to turn it up and amplify it. Take stock that you have kindness and goodness in your heart. And that you can share it with others. good. You're still here. Turn the lights back on. Open my eyes. People are still here. It's a good sign. Now's the point. If you do have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask them. You can either come up to the microphone or just yell them out to me, and either way is fine. Anybody that has questions online, forgot about all online people as well, forgot all about that. Anybody has questions there, you're more than welcome to ask.
Thank you very much, Ajahn. While people are gathering their thoughts in the room to ask a question, perhaps there are a couple of questions online. The first question is, any tips for someone who has ADHD type restlessness and difficulty in focusing? I'm feeling very discouraged and increasingly averse, or I feel increasing aversion to meditation.
I guess the first sort of question I'd ask to that is what kind of meditation you're actually trying to do. I can see that if you were trying to do something that was hyper-focused, like just trying to stay on the one thing on the breath or something like that, that this might be a little bit uncomfortable to actually try to do that. So if you are doing these more kind of singularly focused practices of meditation, maybe this might not be the right kind of meditation to be doing with these kinds of propensities that you may have. It might be more effective to do different kinds of meditations, maybe like different reflective meditations where you're maybe actively using your mind in some way to reflect on different wholesome themes. So you, like we did at the end of the meditation there, where you're actually actively using your mind to think about something that brings about goodness, times that you felt cared for, or feelings of gratitude you may have for times and other things in your life. There's these more active forms of meditation where instead of just trying to stay singly with one object like the breath or sensations or something like that, you are actually engaging your mind a lot more and giving your mind more room to move around onto something. So I'd encourage you to maybe try to look for some of those different kinds of practices, or even practices where maybe you're not even sitting still. You can do different kinds of these kinds of reflections and doing walking meditation, where you're actually actively moving your body in some kind of way, walking, or even doing these kinds of things where you may be holding on to something and keeping your attention with the physical object that you might be holding. So there are many different forms of meditation. There's not just these kind of just keep your mind on one thing and don't let it move off one thing. There's plenty of other meditation practices. You can just try different ones. I can understand why it's so discouraging. It's hard enough for people that don't have ADHD to keep their mind on something, let alone if you had ADHD and it's that propensity is even more ramped up. So I can definitely understand the struggle, and I can definitely understand why you feel discouraged. But I would try to give you encouragement. Don't give up on it. It is something that can help you, but maybe you just have to tweak things a little bit and try some different kinds of meditation. Hopefully that can help you in some way. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ajahn. If I may make a personal comment on that one.
Yep.
As someone who's been diagnosed with ADHD myself, there is a good book called The Mindfulness Prescription for ADHD that I would suggest they might want to look at as well. And with patients, I can speak from personal experience. The meditation practice and practicing mindfulness does reduce those troublesome symptoms of ADHD with time, in my own experience. So, personal reflection.
Oh, good. Very good.
Are there any questions in the room?
Nope.
Not at this stage, so I will go to the second question online.
Yep.
Ajahn, what are some ways to stay grounded and reduce anxiety when stressed?
Say grounded. Grounded as in not getting pulled away by the stress, or grounded as in humble in the face of stress? I'm guessing not getting pulled away by the stress would be my assumption of what you're asking at the moment. I guess there is the reflection whereby in some way to ground yourself in this way is also knowing that absolutely everybody else in the world actually experiences stress. To some extent, every being will experience some kind of anxiety in their life. It can, but there's obviously gradients of this. People experience a lot more, some people experience a lot less, but everybody at some stage in their life will experience some kind of anxiety. And definitely every being will experience some kind of stress associated with that. So potentially even just reflecting on this, that you're not alone in this at all. You're not alone in this stress or anxiety that you might have. This is a part of the condition of being a human. This is a part of the condition of having a functioning nervous system and a functioning habitual patterns of thought. Everybody is susceptible to stress and to anxiety. And so a lot of the times when we get stressed and we get anxious about things, a lot of times we have this feeling that there is this particular kind of situation and it's happening to me. And this whole situation is impinging on me, or I have this burden that I am the bearer of the responsibility for that, and therefore that is the thing that makes me feel stressed and anxious. But if you can actually think, well, everybody does have these kinds of stresses, and everyone does have these kinds of anxieties, and everyone does have these problems, and this is just part of the package deal of being alive. At least for me, that a lot of times when I have these things, it's like, well, this can actually keep me grounded in this kind of way of that, I'm not just going to get lost in that I'm the only one that's suffering at the moment, and I'm the only one that's experienced some kind of stress, and my stress is the worst kind of stress that you could ever imagine. There's so many people that are experiencing so many different levels of stress and anxiety in the world, and even sometimes we can even look at our own situation and actually feel fortunate about the stress that we actually might have. I'm not trying to assume what you're actually going through at the moment, but an example would be something like, I'm just so, the first thing that comes to mind is I'm so stressed. I have to go and pick somebody up, and then I have to go and buy this other thing, and I have to go and I have this kind of work and all these things to do. and this is something that's agitating me and making me stressed. But if you look at something like that, it's like that's a pretty good problem to have, as it could be compared to being in a war zone or being in ICU or something like that. It's some of these things that stress us, if we can put it into perspective, it actually can keep our stress and this reaction to it a little bit more grounded as well. And so for me, I a lot of the times when I think there's this I'm having this huge problem or something, I try to put it in perspective that, okay, well, the thing that I'm stressed about, although I am stressed about it, and it is a reality for me right now, that comparatively at times it could be, things could always get a lot worse. For some reason that comforts me. It's like things could always get so much worse than what they actually are. I don't know why that works for me, but it just seems to work for me. The flip side of that is that things will always get better. There's no way that stress and anxiety lasts forever. Like nothing actually lasts forever. The thoughts that you actually have, that they don't last. The problems that come up in the world, they don't last. We can look back in burdensome and troublesome periods of our lives, and we can see that thing passed. And so if you are experiencing some kind of stress or some kind of anxiety, we can remind ourselves that this will pass. It can't stay this way forever. At some point it has to end, and we just sort of have to be patient with that. So yeah, hopefully that can help. I hopefully answered the question okay.
Thank you very much, Ajahn, for that compassionate answer. Are there any questions from anyone here?
Yep.
Seems not, and there are no more questions online, Ajahn. So
Okay.
I think we're finished for the evening. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we can call it a night. So thank you all for coming, and thanks for coming and sticking the whole night out. It's an hour. It's a long time for your first time to meditate. So good work. There's also a few other things on for anybody that's reasonably new around here. We have a Friday night session whereby it's more. Might be sort of good. It's actually aimed at the very kinds of introduction to meditation. If you haven't really learned too much about meditation, it's quite a good introduction on Friday nights. There's also Sunday morning talks. Next Sunday will be Ajahn Nisarano, I believe. And yeah, that's all that's really happening at the moment. So yeah, I wish you all the best and hope you all have a good night.